Hi guys, my name is Clarissa and today we are going to be discussing the topics, the content of Module 7. I believe you have seen the preparation videos, what was posted. Now let's take a look at the content. Uh, when we finish, I hope that you will learn a little bit more about conditionals, conditional sentences. Let's take a look at them. Do you know how to use the zero, first, and second conditionals? I believe that you have seen this topic at school, okay? Conditional sentences, they are pretty much taught uh, at school. So you might have seen sentences like these, sentences that start with the if, okay? Let's take a closer look at them. What is a conditional sentence? A conditional sentence is a sentence in which we see the result of a certain condition, okay? The if clause, the if part of the sentence, brings you the condition, and the main clause, the second part of the sentence, tells you the result of that condition, okay? Here, it's important for you to understand that it doesn't matter if the if clause is in the beginning of the sentence, if it's in the second part of the sentence, it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence, okay? You can use the if clause at the beginning, or you can use the if clause after the comma as the second sentence. It doesn't matter, okay? So here what you have to understand is the if clause tells you the condition, and the main clause, the sentence that comes after the if clause, brings you the result of that condition. We have three types of conditional sentences, but we are going to see, we have four types. We are going to see the zero, first, and second conditional sentences in this lesson. There's also the third conditional sentence, but we are not going to see them, these kinds of sentences. Okay, first we have a zero conditional sentence. These sentences are used to talk about facts, sentences that bring the truth. It's always true, okay? When you use a zero conditional sentence, you're going to inform something that is always true. It can be a scientific fact, it can be common knowledge, but it's always true, okay? The structure of the zero conditional is if plus simple present. Then in the other part of the sentence, we have in the second sentence, the simple present. Take a look at this, look at the pictures. Look, if I drink too much coffee, I can't sleep at night. This is true. This is a fact. Look at the if part. If I drink, simple present, I can't sleep, simple present. Okay, so zero conditional sentences are used for facts, for things, for events, for occasions that are always or generally true. The structure is if or when plus present simple. And then in the second part, we also have the present simple. Look at the pictures. Can you guess the sentences there in the zero conditional? Take a look. When the sun goes down, it gets dark. This is a fact, okay? I can also replace when for with, for if. That is not a problem, okay? You can say if the sun goes down, it gets dark. It means the same. Look at the second picture. Plants die if they don't get enough water. If they don't get enough water, plants die. You see? Simple present in the if or when part. And in the result, we have also the use of the simple present, the present simple. If you don't remember the use of these tenses, it's important that you review them, okay? Google it, go see them. Most of the times, the English books that we have at the back, in the end of the book, there's always a table, tabela, with the tenses in English. So it's interesting that you review them in case you don't remember how to use them correctly. Now, let's go to the first conditional. Here, we are going to talk about an imaginary future, okay? A future that we imagine is situations that can happen, that are possible to happen. But either way, we are imagining them, okay? But they are possible. The structure is if plus simple present, and the result you use will plus a verb. Take a look. If you don't drop the gun, I'll shoot. If you don't drop the gun, I'll shoot. If you don't drop, if plus simple present. I'll shoot, will plus verb. Here, I want to call your attention to the fact that most students, not most, some students, sometimes they want to say will to go, will to play, will to dance. That's not correct, okay? When we use will, the verb after will doesn't come in the base form, okay? In the to form. In this case, it's will plus the verb. Do not use to. Let's take a look at more examples. Again, we see the structure. The structure is if or when plus present simple. The result will plus infinitive. Look, will plus infinitive. When you use the infinitive, you don't use the particle to, okay? You don't say will to go, will to play, will to travel. It's will go, will play, will travel. Let's take a look at the first picture. Can you guess the situation there? Let's see. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, we'll go to the beach. Okay? Here we are talking about a future, a possible future. We are imagining what we are going to do in the future. Even though it's in our imagination, this is a possible situation. So in first conditional sentences, we talk about possible situations in the future, situations that can happen. Okay? Look at the second one. It's related to traveling. Have you guessed? What will you do if you miss the plane? If you miss the plane, what we will do? The will part plus the infinitive, will do, and the if part in the present simple, the simple present, if you miss. Okay? Now, let's go to the second conditional sentence. Here, we are imagining, situations that are not likely to happen. I mean, situations that are not just in our imagination. It's something that we wish uh, had happened or could have happened. Okay? So the if part comes with a simple past, and the result part comes with the would or could plus a verb. If you really loved me, you would buy me a diamond ring. You see, we are imagining situations that could be possible or would have been possible, okay? But they are not true. They did not happen. They will not happen, okay? It's only our wish, our imagination, okay? If plus past simple, and the consequence is would plus infinitive. Take a look at the first picture, okay? Remember, in the second condition, in the second conditional sentence, we talk about things that we imagine, okay? Not necessarily things that are true, okay, or that are going to happen, but things that we wish would happen or could happen. Look, if I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. Okay, if plus past simple, would plus infinitive. Okay, I'm imagining this. Okay, this is my wish, but this is not necessarily something that will happen. Look at the second one. She would travel all over the world if she were rich. Okay, if she were rich, she would travel all over the world. Okay, I'm imagining these situations. Here, I want to call your attention to she were. Ah, teacher, but this is not correct. Okay, we know that the correct is she was. But when we're writing, when we're talking about conditional sentences, in the second conditional sentence, when we use if, we can use if were. Okay, if I were, if she were, if he were, okay? It's possible. It's grammatically correct too, okay? Now, wishes and reality. Look, in the picture we have uh, the lamp, a genius lamp, and then when you look at that, you remember that we're talking about wishes, things that we wanted to have or things that we wanted to happen. We use wish to talk about things that we would like to be different in the present or in the past. Okay? Look, Brazil and United Kingdom, what is she thinking about? I wish I lived closer to my family. She lives in the UK, her family is in Brazil. This is something that she wished was true. Okay? We can use wish plus a past form to talk about the present situation we would like to be different. Look, the guy's looking at the mirror and he's imagining maybe he would like to take part in a competition. He wish he would have participated, okay? He wish he participated in this competition, but he hasn't participated. Okay? Look, there's a woman and she's imagining something, she's wishing something related to school. Look, I wish I, parará, go to school tomorrow. Does she want to go to school? Let's take a look. Wouldn't have to, didn't have to, hadn't had to. We can also wish for something that we uh, don't want to do. Okay? We can use wish plus wouldn't to show that we are annoyed with what someone or something does or doesn't do. Look, he wishes the kitchen is such a mess. He always has to clean before he cooks. Okay? So there's a messy kitchen and he has to clean. So he wished that they would leave the kitchen such a mess. He always has to clean before he cooks. Okay? Now there are the references. I hope you have enjoyed my lesson and I'll see you around.